At 36, Yumi dreams about drinking beer. However, at the moment the alarm went off.
危うく夢の中でお酒を飲んでしまうところだった。中途半端に喜びを味わってしまっては夜最高の晩酌を迎えられない。
In Yumi's world, she could do without a man but never without beer. For that reason, she spent almost a year looking for the perfect house for her evening drink. She also collected various types of glasses. To prevent her beer from losing its temperature, she would chill the glasses before going out. Yumi works as a real estate agent. In the new year, her company moved to a new address and soon welcomed its first new client. The manager decided to make a great impression, so he took the lead. But the client asked the manager to base his thoughts about renting a house on the business card. Facing this 25-year-old entrepreneur client, the manager thought for a moment and quickly made a decision.
なるほど。
感じましたか。
はい。任せてください。
At that moment, the manager was the center of attention, but the next second,
うちのエースの伊沢みゆきに。
彼女は私が一番信頼する部下です。彼女ならお客様の最高の物件を見つけるはずです。
In the end, it was still Yumi who had to take over. Everyone's high expectations were ultimately misplaced. However, although she was forced to handle this case, Yumi's principles still wouldn't change. When the time hit 6 o'clock, she had already changed into her sneakers and clocked out on time. To achieve the perfect evening drinking state, Yumi's rule was to walk home. Even if she encountered a red light, she would keep walking in place. According to Yumi's statistics, it takes about 30 minutes to walk home from the office. Unlike before when she had to take a longer route to the supermarket, the new home supermarket was right on the way, saving her from the detour and allowing her to make it to her 7 p.m. drink time. Of course, besides the distance to home and the supermarket, there was another key reason for choosing the new house. That's because there was a big hill on the way. As long as she could climb this hill, she would reach the perfect evening drinking state. She could even use the shopping bags in her hands for some lifting exercises. Once home, she would put on her apron and then start preparing the evening meal. Speaking of eggplant and cucumber dishes, they always make her look forward to summer. The eggplant can be cut into chunks. When frying the eggplant, be careful with the oil temperature. As it cooks, it needs to be flipped with chopsticks. After frying the eggplant, pour it into the sauce. Then begin preparing the next dish. The pork chops need to be sprinkled with salt and black pepper before cooking. When placed in the pan, the sound alone is enough to make anyone feel satisfied. Not to mention the delicious meat fragrance. At this point, flip the pork chop. The color is almost too tempting. Once the sauce melts completely, evenly pour it over the pork chop. Just looking at it makes one's appetite grow. Take today's main ingredient from the fridge. After all the hard work, it's finally done. Looking at the foamy beer, Yumi couldn't resist taking a big gulp. The bubbles exploded on her tongue. The summer heat slid down her throat into her stomach. The refreshing malt flavor mixed with the coldness, and all the fatigue of the day disappeared.